Any opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. The next item is our consent agenda. We've got 3 sets of minutes and approval of our town calendar of events and programs. All of these items will be approved with one motion unless a council member asks to have it removed for further discussion. Council, is there a motion regarding our consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is made, receives a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, we'll consider it approved. The next item is recognition and presentations. I will turn it over to Mr. Wyatt, our Town of Troutman Employees of the Month.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I recognize Chief Josh Watson.
Good evening, Council. We selected the Employees of the Month to be awarded for 2 of them together, Officer Bentley and Officer Dagenhart. Officer Bentley has been employed with us for 13 years and Officer Dagenhart for 17. Both officers previously been assigned to the Patrol Division. Years ago, when there was the Traffic Safety Grant, they were the officers assigned to that unit. They currently both serve as SROs at South Iredell High School. On October 15th of this year, we were dispatched to a fatal traffic crash. Both of these officers were off duty. It was a teacher work day. We immediately called them because they had extensive training in crash investigations for both certified traffic crash reconstructionists. They responded in on the day off to the scene to begin reconstructing the crash so we can determine the exact facts of what happened, determine the contributing circumstances, and anything else that we needed for the investigation, criminal prosecution, or later on down the road for civil reasons. They work together to complete this while also performing their duties as SROs. So the next week they're at the school, having to take turns. One of them will leave the school to go conduct measurements, building the case files for all of that. They did an extremely great job and fast job. I previously have served on traffic in another agency, and I've never seen a reconstruction packet put together so quickly. They did outstanding. In addition to this, they are very dedicated in their work as SROs at South Iredell High School. They have relationships with the students. They make a positive impact in them. And they're involved in any community outreach we do at the department. They are the first to volunteer. They're definitely involved in anything that involves competition with a chance for victory. If we have a sporting event, whether it's us with the community or it's they have the school staff versus student games, or competitions among other departments for benefit tournaments such as softball, baseball, kickball, now upcoming flag football, they are going to be the first officers to sign up. We are very proud to have both of these officers as members of our department, and they set an example for the other employees of the department. You guys will come up with your
We appreciate everything that Chief Watson, you and your team do for our community, and recognizing those officers for the great work that they do, keeping us all safe, and in times of fatality, ensuring that we can represent our community regarding what happens during those times as well. So again, thank you for that recognition.
You're welcome.
This time, we'll move into old business, and we have none, which will move us into new business. The first item is consideration of AX 2408, non-contiguous. Applicant is Mr. Howard Colberth, 0.947 acres. The PIN is 4639393503, 203 Timberlake Drive. To consider annexation, I will open this public hearing and turn it over to Mr. Ventresca.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Hope everybody's having a nice evening. As stated, this property is approximately an acre in size. The applicant is Mr. Howard Culbreth. The property is currently zoned Iredell County Residential Agricultural, or RA. The property is located at 203 Timberlake Drive. Now, this is the property and the property owner who came in front of council about 2 meetings ago requesting a waiver from the policy to hook up to town water to be annexed. Again, council denied that request, so that's why we're here tonight. This is a single-family home that's under construction. It is non-contiguous. It's located off of Morrison Farm Road in the Falls Cove Parkwood development. And we do have a rezoning pending with this case, as with all annexations, and that will be heard next. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions that the council has for me.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Ventresca?
I noticed on the paperwork, you have AX 2408 next to that, 2408, and then down below, next to 2409, at least on my paperwork.
Okay, that was just an error. It would be
Yes,
A.
2408.
Yes.
That's correct, okay, I just want to make sure we had the right one.
Any other questions for Mr. Ventresca? Okay. Anyone here in the public like to comment on this annexation request? Okay. Hearing none, I will close this public hearing. Council, you've heard from Mr. Ventresca, as well as, I believe, Mr. Colbert was here a couple of months ago, talking about this request as well. We will now consider approval of ordinance 3324, extending the corporate limits of Troutman contiguous. Is there a motion regarding this request?
Motion.
For approval.
Motion that we approve.
Okay. Motion, we approve ordinance 3324. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Now we will consider approval of RZ 24, I have 2410, Howard Coble, to consider rezoning of 0947 plus or minus acres at 203 Timberlake. This is the property that we just annexed. The request is to rezone the property from Iredell County Residential Agricultural to Suburban Residential. I will now open this public hearing and turn it over to Mr. Ventresca.
Thanks again. Background information is the same as we just discussed. Mr. Culbreth owns the property. It is residential agricultural Iredell County currently. The request is to go to the town of Troutman Suburban Residential. Proposed use is a single-family home, and the lot's approximately an acre in size. This is the aerial photo of the property. It's at the end of Timberlake Drive, and I had mentioned it's off of Morrison Farm Road in the Falls Cove Parkwood development. This is our current zoning map. So the properties you see in the orange color are currently in the town limits, and they're all zoned suburban residential. The properties you see in the greenish color are currently not in the town limit, and they're zoned Iredell County Residential Agriculture. The question came up on Monday night about how many more properties are undeveloped that are in the county's jurisdiction at this present time. Including this property we're looking at tonight, there are 4 properties. So once this one is annexed, there'll be 3 properties that are currently in the county's jurisdiction that have the potential to build a home on them. Land use map calls for this to be special lake uses. This is basically just uses around Lake Norman that develop at no denser than 2 to 3 units per acre. So this request fits that. with that, planning board recommended approval 7-0, and staff recommends approval as well. And again, I'll open it up for any questions you may have for me.
Any questions for Mr. Ventresca regarding rezoning? Okay. Anyone here from the public like to comment regarding this rezoning? Hearing none, I will close this public hearing. Council, you've heard from Mr. Ventresca regarding the rezoning. We'll now consider approval of ordinance 3424, and ordinance changing the zoning classification of the after described property from Iredell County residential agriculture to district to town of Troutman, RS suburban residential. Is there a motion regarding approval of this ordinance?
Motion to approve.
Motion is made to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is made, received a couple of seconds. You can pick one. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. We will now move into our organizational business, item 10. Sorry about that. Thank you. We do. Before we move into organizational business, we need a consistency statement regarding the rezoning. And I would ask the council member to read the full statement.
Make the motion to rezoning to consistency statement, rezoning to suburban residential is consistent with the 2035 future land use map, and the area's current land use pattern. The request is reasonable and in the public interest as it proposes allowing lower density, single-family development in areas of Troutman where appropriate.
Thank you. Motion's on the floor regarding a statement of consistency. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. Now we will move to organizational business. First is to adopt the Town Council 2025 meeting schedule. Any additional comment, Mr. Wyatt?
Excuse me. Our clerk has sent out the regular meeting schedule for this coming year. Unless you all have found issue with it, we ask that you approve that for this coming year for our regular scheduled meetings.
Okay. Is there a motion to adopt the 2025 council meeting schedule?
Motion to adopt the council meeting schedule.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is made, receive a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
In opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. The next is consideration for delegate and alternate delegate to the Central Carolina Council of Governments. Current members are Ms. Harris and Mr. Now.
Correct. Yes.
And,
Harris and now.
yep,
Delegate is Harris and now is alternate.
okay. Is, I know neither one of them is here. I did speak with Ms. Harris on Monday. Mr. Now is not here, but welcome to make a motion regarding those two names. Is there a motion regarding the two?
We'll make the motion that we appoint Council Lady Lena Harris and Councilman as the delegate, and Councilman Eddie Now as the alternate delegate to the Central Carolina Council of Governments for year 2025.
Thank you. Is there a second? Okay, motion is made, receive a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. The next item is the appointment of the delegate and alternate to the Charlotte Regional Transportation Planning Organization. Currently, I'm the delegate. Mr. Oxer is the alternate. Is there a motion regarding CRTPO?
Just for clarification, Mr. Mayor, you being the mayor,
I don't have to.
remain as the delegate, we're just looking for an alternate.
Okay, great. So alternate, meaning Mr. Oxer. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Motion made, receive a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. The next item is the delegate and alternate to the Lake Norman Regional Transportation Commission. Currently, Mr. Hinkle and Mr. Jarozinski. Is there a motion regarding Lake Norman Regional Transportation Commission?
I will make the motion that Councilman Jarozinski as the delegate to the Lake Norman Regional Transportation Commission with myself, Paul Hinkle, as alternate delegate.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. Thank you all for volunteering. Look forward to your representation at our regional meetings. The next item is public comments. The public is welcome to address the council. Time for comments are now. Please address your comments to the council, and you have 3 minutes. Please state your name at the podium and sign in as well.
Good evening, council, mayor, and community members. Let me just get this in here. My name's Kai Wolf. I'm a local real estate agent and proud member of the Troutman Rotan Club. I'm here tonight to propose that the town consider establishing a social district in the downtown area, something that's proven successful in other towns throughout North Carolina and the country. And by social district, I would, define that as an area that's designated. Individuals can purchase alcoholic beverages at participating establishments and are allowed to travel within
Sir?
publicly.
Not trying to interrupt what you're saying.
Yeah.
But we decided Monday, there will be a meeting in January for us to have a group meeting from the community, elected officials and staff, to do just what you are asking to explore. Not trying to interrupt what you're saying, just wanted to save you
Saves me a lot of time and some things going through here. Wonderful. Okay, when is that meeting? Do we have a time?
January 13th, I believe, was
January 13th.
At 3.
at 3 o'clock, January 13th at 3 o'clock.
And that would be here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Wolf, you are on such a nice flow. I did not want to interrupt.
That's fine. I mean, I've been preparing all night, but it'll totally save me. And my
You
wife
can
will
blame
be
that on
happy to have me
Mr. Wyatt, okay? So.
Yeah, well, thank you, Mr.
yeah.
Wyatt. I
On the other
appreciate
hand,
that.
mission accomplished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
all right. well,
You can go back
Get a
and.
woman's tell her, I told them.
Yeah.
Give me a couple minutes.
We already lined up the meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for letting us know your support.
Yes.
Yeah,
Your club
absolutely.
support. Thank you.
And we look forward to your participation and feedback
Be
as
happy
we
to
develop it, so thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to comment? Okay, great. At this time.
Sounds like
will-
we're granting wishes. Sure, nobody wants to.
Yes, it's Christmas. Yeah.
Sorry, Mayor.
We will move to elected official reports and comments.
Okay. I'm sorry, have you come to where we would need to make comments yet?
Yep, and I'm gonna turn it over to you right now.
Had a gentleman come up to us a while ago out in the audience there and request that we, once again, I think we discussed this before, but I'd like to bring it up again, official meeting, possibly contacting NC DOT for a crosswalk somewhere in the vicinity, right across, in front of Town Hall, across Highway 21, over to our walkway on Eastway. To allow people, because right now, I don't think there's one between,
That's a huge job.
I'm saying Old Mountain Road, Highway 21, and downtown.
Wagner
Main
Street.
Light, Wagner Street. I don't think there's one between there. complete crosswalk.
There is, just that there, I know there isn't one at Old Mountain right now.
Yeah, at Old Mountain.
It's not a protected crosswalk.
Okay.
There's no lights or markers.
And then the one, of course,
Yeah,
downtown.
that's the only one.
But in that distance,
Yeah.
long distance, there's not a crosswalk, and,
No.
has a special needs child, and, you know, would like to see something, and I'm just wondering if, staff could, once again, if you haven't already, contact and see if, that would be allowed, to put one somewhere, again, in the vicinity of town hall.
Intersection.
I believe the next designated crosswalk is in downtown Statesville.
Just like the chief was saying, some of the traffic improvements that has to occur with Wakefield, also with one of the big ones that we're working on there at Old Mountain, Murdoch, and Main Street, there will be additional ones coming. But Andrew and I've spoke just within the last week with a couple different developers, and have the intentions of not only bringing the crosswalk option back up, but in the intersection of Walgreens, Old Murdoch Road, and Main Street, to ask once again if they will do necessary work to consider a stoplight. Just for the safety of citizens, it tells us if there's a stoplight, that's usually the best preferred area to do a crosswalk. While it's not directly right here, based off of the way DOT has been before, we can't predict what they will say, but my thoughts are most likely that if they grant us that additional traffic signal, that's where they would want to place the crosswalk with the appropriate lighting instead of in this other area. But Andrew is in the process of already requesting a couple things through them, and we may can prepare just an update of the intersection improvements that we know are coming. That way the citizens can see that it has been in our thought process, and we are trying to address it.
Just be something presented at the January meeting,
We could,
the
yes, sir.
update.
We could, yes, sir.
I appreciate it, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Ingram? Okay. Mr. Jaruzelski?
I don't really have any comments aside from what was shared Monday with all the great events the town has put on in this holiday season. I look forward to a blessed Christmas season, and just hope safety for everybody and great family time.
Ms. Oxer?
Yeah, likewise, I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope everybody gets the chance to spend time with their family and loved ones. That's what this time of year is all about. I do have one question for Andrew. Just if there is anything at all, any update on the Tally Street project?
The sidewalk project?
Yes.
I received the 65% right-of-way plans from the engineer, actually this morning, and I distributed those to DOT today for additional comments. This is the second round. They went ahead and addressed the DOT comments last time, so hopefully with those revisions, we'll be able to move forward with purchasing any right-of-way we might need.
Okay, yeah, but no significant setbacks or anything. Sounds like everything's moving the way it should be.
It's
for
moving.
the most part.
It's moving at the NCDOT pace, but it's
Right,
moving.
sure, right.
I may, in conjunction with what Councilman Marshall, again, and I know, and I'm not asking you for anything precise, just something rough. When dirt may start turning, so to speak, put the sidewalk down. Any rough.
It really depends on how negotiations go with right-of-way, and that could be 2 weeks, that could be 2 years. So any kind of estimation would be pretty premature on my part.
I'm sorry, be what?
It'd be very premature on my part.
And I will also add that the costs are exponentially higher than once initially approved for the funding. So even though it was a fair split, we felt at the time, that's all we're getting from the federal government. Our part's gonna be 4 to 5 times higher. So that compelled with some citizens who may try to hold out for a home run instead of the greater good of their community. We do expect that there's gonna be some legal issues which could drag it out another 3 to 5 years, depending on how bad people wish to fight. But we will certainly exercise with you all's permission, because you'll have to vote on it, the eminent domain, for the property owners that don't understand the greater good of their communities, cause we have heard a lot of people in that area wanting it.
Prices will probably come down in 3 to 5 years, right?
Well, just for the record, this was approved initially, 8 years ago, so
Yep.
it's definitely come down since then.
Yeah, all right,
That was all, Mayor. Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just highlighting the comments made by council members. Wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and hopefully everyone will be safe, and staff and folks will get an opportunity to get some rest and some time with their families. I know it's been a long year, and a lot has happened, and again, appreciate everything that the staff has done over the last year, and welcome Mr. Rawson to the team. He's new, and appreciate what you all bring to the table, and look forward to working with you all as well. And again, the rest of the staff, again, I appreciate what you all have done. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. White for staff reports and comments.
Well, I would like to say it's clear that no one told the new council that they typically bring council gifts. Gary had us every year.
Nobody told me that.
Oh, okay. Demerit.
Jason said we'll talk about it in January.
All right.
Yeah.
I believe we're getting full of the Christmas cheer up here.
Yeah, there we are.
I'm sure Doug has a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for you all's comments. The staff, of course, a lot of people think, oh, spring and summer's here, that's when everybody's working the hardest. It actually is the fall and winter season that staff tends to work the hardest. But just like our officers that you all got to recognize as our employees of the month, I truly keep saying each month, we have an outstanding group of employees. And it's amazing how different ones have expertise that we utilize and use. Just recanting over the last couple years, we've had part-time employees building structures at the ball fields. We've had several new employees to come on board and get trained in the various departments. The chief has a veteran officer, but new to North Carolina law enforcement, that just graduated. Well, he's graduating now. And one of his officers is up there to do that. But I also want to thank staff publicly, but so you all know as well, just like that. We've got officers that are supportive of employees. These officers that were employees of the month, several off-duty officers, one drove a considerable distance to get back from a short vacation so that he could be here to watch his coworkers get an award. And to me, we have a lot of employees that are that supportive of one another, and it's refreshing. We just finished up the parade this past Saturday. Was another outstanding parade, and just like with some of our amenities, each event gets better and better because we're able to depend on different resources in a different context than we did the year before. Some of that is just like the Christmas decorations, storing it properly, taking care of it, so we're not having to buy the same products every year, that we're able to buy new products and new little things. And it's amazing what some of our citizens have noticed and commented that they hadn't seen before. And I just want to thank all the employees. Also, this coming week, Monday, I think we intend on posting on our Facebook and town web pages, but to remind everybody, because Christmas falls on a Wednesday, the town offices are actually closed 3 days. It'll be the 24th, 25th, and 26th. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of Christmas week, our town offices will be closed. Our public works are still available, as they always are, for 24/7 issues, and our law enforcement will still be working as they always do, 24/7. That's one of those that just depends on whose shift it works on. There's nobody penalized, but even with that, we have officers talking to one another, trying to cover time for those that have small children so that they can at least experience some of the holiday celebration with their family. And I'm appreciative, but we'll close there, but thank you all for your kind comments also.
Thank you. There are no other comments.
Seats empty.
It's
Motion to
gonna be a
adjourn.
record Unless somebody does something.
Right. Is there a second?
Second.
I will say, being Mayor Pro Tem Oxer said something derogatory about the manager, that normally we get ginger snaps from a German.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know where they're at this year.
Yeah.
It's not Christmas yet.
Good catch, good catch.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, please wait around for the German snaps.
No. Everybody run.
Thank y'all for being here.
I can see how this is gonna be reported in the media tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna have to go home and cut it off at the pass.